Yeah, and I was surprised, too, to find out his last name was McAllister. Anyway, long story short, said to the doctor, if you can't sew this thing back on, maybe I just don't need a nipple.
If I had a dime for every time.
Hey, welcome to the Dusty Auspex, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Dan. I've got, of course, the homeboy Steve here for another wonderful episode of Warhammer-related discussion. Yes, that's right.
Warhammer-related.
We won't be talking about nipple surgeries. Not even once. Anyway, been a decent week. Yeah, our buddy's back here.
Yeah, we got a friend that's going to wave.
I think he broke his hand masturbating.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or maybe he just dabs too hard and that's how he broke his hand. Anyway. Either way, I'm sure he lives an exciting life.
Mm-hmm.
Here at PvP Cyber Lounge, on Pembina Highway. Anyway, been a fairly
Eventful
exciting week. Yeah, like for the most part, Death Guard stuff is real in the roost. Like we got prices and we've got a shitload of abilities and like tons of different stuff that's come out.
Yep.
So we'll probably end up covering some of that soon. Also, I don't know, there was the gaming night that happened on Tuesday.
Yep.
Were you here for that?
I was here for that. Yeah,
very
we
nice.
got our league games in.
And then
the league's
I
got
still
one
gotta
more.
play one.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
The league's got one more game to go, and then it wraps up. I think it's so far been pretty successful. Everyone's been pretty happy. Yeah.
Yeah, and then aside from that, if anyone has any questions, post them up in the chat. We are, of course, sponsored by PvP Cyber Lounge, but also Hidden City Comics, which are located on Watt Street. Maybe producer Josh can throw the addresses up for those places later on.
I think it's 714 Watt Street.
Is it 714?
Yeah.
I forget this all the time.
Yes, it is.
It's just that's who I am.
Yeah.
You know, it's not that it's not important, because
I'm still excited, so I do research before I get on.
That's good.
Yeah.
It's good.
I'll be enthusiastic for one episode anyway.
Yeah, well, and then over time, slowly,
I'll become
it'll
jaded.
denigrate to like it's just the two of us yelling about doctor nipple procedures. And anyway, so you guys, they talked about chapter challenge last week. I noticed we're throwing some pictures up there. Did we pick a winner? Like, what ended up happening with the chapter challenge? Producer Josh, do you know?
That's producer Scott question.
That's a producer Scott question. So hopefully he's watching this since it's an answer. I was thinking about that at work today. Like, what ended up happening with this? I'm sure there must have been a winner.
I think it's it was to go to the end of August, so maybe there's the judging process is happening now.
And
maybe
you know what? For those who
some
think
thorough
I'm crazy,
vetting.
There's a lot of moving parts to 40 Below Gaming, all right? So, we've got like people in this corner over here just taking and people in this corner just giving and giving. And I'm one of the takers. I'm not going to lie. So I'm sitting here going like, what's happening with this challenge? That's my fault to a degree. But yeah, we'll figure out and get some of that posted for you guys. But without further ado, tell us a little bit about Tuesday. How'd things go here?
Tuesday was great.
This was the first open gaming night.
It was the first open gaming night. We were a little concerned that people were going to show up at the old place.
Yeah.
I don't know if that happened, but this place was packed. It was
Nice.
a full house. I got my game in. My buddy Ovi was on one table over. He got his game in. So
I was originally supposed to play OV, but I couldn't make the Tuesday because of dodgeball.
okay.
So now I'm playing a different guy. But yeah, how'd OV end up doing?
I don't know if he won. I think everybody got their faction points, and I
Okay.
think that's what we're really shooting for. It's narrative, right? It's whether you win the game or not doesn't matter as much as getting the faction points.
Is
So,
there a fourth round? Is that what you were saying?
I think there's one last round happening, and from the rumors I hear, there's going to be Lords of War allowed in that one. From what I
It'd be
understand,
like the first round.
yeah,
That one was intense.
that was pretty brutal.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
riding a wave of shit at certain points.
We're Eldari, and I think we're going to be
Yeah.
playing against Imperium.
Is it going to be 2v2? Do you know?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
I'm into an Imperium match.
Yeah.
I still have to play my Xenos match against
Yep.
Robert Jones' Tau.
Just calling you out, dude.
Robert Jones from Hidden City.
Bring it down.
Yeah. Anyway, we're going to do that. I'm kind of interested to see how it goes because I've never had to play against Tau in this new edition. And actually, I really never played against him in 7th.
Yeah, there used to be a shit show.
Ever, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I used to play against the odd Riptide, that kind of thing. I think I played one game in Brandon against a Tau player, but it was a beginner's tournament, so it was
Not
less
as
of
bad.
a competitive event. Yeah, no wing.
I played in the last tournament, the last big tourney,
Pal?
Plains of War.
Yeah.
Plains of War tourney. I played against a guy from Brandon who
Eric?
had Eric.
Yeah.
And he actually was a little unlucky with his rolls. I was running Battle Company. It was all
You
grab.
had all that extra,
So,
all those
yeah.
tanks and shit.
I had
yeah.
500 extra points. So I exploited it. And if you're a good player and you have
That's 7th
a
edition.
quarter army again on top of
Yeah.
another guy, it's not really fair.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
Good lord, yeah, 500 free points. Then you look at like demon summoning and all that stuff. And on the
It was
plus, like,
shitty.
yeah, it's nice that doesn't exist anymore. Like we all miss certain elements of the last edition, but that is one that I do not miss
No.
at all. Yeah,
No.
because I didn't get any of those free points. You know, it would have been really nice as if like they had like orcs spores come out of the ground or something, and like grots can turn into boys. Or I have no idea. That would be cool, but there was none of that shit on my plate. So I was just like, I
No.
can't deal with that.
No, the orcs did poorly. The Dark Eldar did poorly. But it wasn't until the Necrons came out in 7th, and then the factions started dropping. And
Well, yeah, you know what?
Kinda ruined
7th
everything.
was weird because they had all those starting books that were a little more tame, and then the design studio was just like, fuck this, and then,
well, who
went
knows?
hard in the
Who knows
paint.
what happens at Games Workshop, right? They're becoming a little bit more transparent nowadays, but it could be as simple as like, hey, we want some more sales. So they go, well, I know a way to do it, right?
Yeah.
We'll just make these guys awesome, and then we'll sell a ton of models, right?
every month we'll have excellent sales if you
Yep.
just have a good guy.
Yeah.
So, okay, back to Tuesday. Who'd you play against? Like, which army was it again?
I played against Riel,
Yeah.
and he was running Tyranids.
Okay.
Yep.
And how'd that work
It was
out?
awesome. Yeah, it was great. We tied the game, but we both got our faction points.
Okay.
So it was like perfect, like, especially in a narrative campaign, it's not super competitive. I'm there for the story and for having fun.
and faction points, yeah.
And faction points. And I'd never played him before. I really enjoyed playing against him. We had a couple beer. We shot the shit. We took our time. It was awesome.
Good, yeah. I don't think I've ever played Riel.
He's
I'm
a
not
good guy.
Sure if I've met him before.
He's
Maybe I
he's a
have.
new dad, so he just got a little one now.
Oh,
A little boy.
congratulations,
Yeah.
Mr. Riel.
So
On your
so
spawn.
his time is limited, so when he gets to play, he's happy.
Yeah. I can imagine.
And
so.
everybody around seemed happy. Everyone seemed like,
You know what we should have at 40K events now is the best dad award.
Absolutely.
Because, like,
You have to have a dad bod.
Yeah.
You have to have a dad bod.
and a shirt with your kid's face printed on it.
I'm done. Anybody who's friends with me on Facebook, I post pictures of my daughter constantly.
Or like the that Simpsons episode where Marge got the shirt and her face gets pulled. Like one of her eyes is like a long dash.
Yes.
Do that. Come with a picture of your child but slightly smudged. And then, because, like I was going to say, anyone can be a good sportsman. But like a dad who's been let out of the house, who's just like loving life,
Yeah.
that guy deserves
Can get
a
a little
prize
out
on
of
his
hand.
own.
Yeah. Yeah.
That'll be me soon. Mm-hmm. Anyway.
So, any questions? Do we have any questions from
Yeah,
anybody?
actually, if anyone in the chat was out on Tuesday, let us know how your games went, for the record. But aside from that, maybe we should segue into a little bit of Death Guard stuff.
Okay.
Oh, OV's talking lost, got 3 faction points. Oh, well, good for you,
wow.
OV. Good for you. We're glad to hear that Xenos are getting their faction points.
Yep.
As 2 members of the Eldari,
Yeah.
nothing makes our blood boil more. Actually, you know what? Space Marines make my blood boil more. Good on you, Xenos.
Yeah, that's right.
For the most part, we're part of your world.
Yeah.
We're just a little bit more advanced. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, not sorry. We have schools. Anyway, so Death Guard stuff dropped. Well, it hasn't quite dropped. Pre-orders have started.
Yeah, we got some sneak peeks.
Oh my god.
I took a quick look. It's all looks good. It looks appropriate.
As a guy who's played Death Guard
Yep.
forever, like
Yep.
since 3rd edition, it's nice to see them get their time in the sun. I expressed this feeling not that long ago, and people laughed at it. I'm kind of worried they're going to become mainstream cheese. And then, this army that I loved for so long, which was always good, it was resilient. It may not have been like
They're gonna sell out, man.
winning the tournament.
They're
Yeah.
gonna sell out.
Well, like everyone's saying online, is Mortarion the new Magnus? And I'm like, probably.
Yeah,
The
probably.
way things go, yeah, probably.
Hopefully, he's the new Gilliman.
It's $140 to buy that model.
Yeah.
And granted, it's a gorgeous model. At the end of the day, they're not going to sell you a $140 piece of garbage. You
They're
know?
not. No, they make
it's
the
gonna
most.
be insane.
They make the most beautiful models of any game company that does it. Maybe there's some Gundam stuff that's nicer, is what I've heard, but I'm not really into Gundam. So
Yeah, me neither. But in all honesty, yeah, like of all the ranges, Games Workshop is the nicest.
by far.
And of all their models that they're putting out in the last little while, these are the most recent. So they're probably going to be super
Stepping
crazy.
up their game. Yep.
And we've seen pictures of them, so we know that they're intense. But you know, you pay the price for that, right?
You do.
And it's also
Yep.
plastic. It's not metal or fine cast. It's like straight up plastic, and plastic
So you can
injection is
convert-
expensive.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, like
But
you
I like
can't
it so much
just-
better than metal and resin. Like I started in the 90s. I had some of our armies were lead still. Lead
Yeah.
was okay to work with, but then
It's softer, right?
It is softer. Yeah, it's easier to cut. It's easier to
Pewter.
kit bash.
Sometimes when I was a kid, I was like, man, I wish I had like a
Brutal, man. You need a
jigsaw.
saw.
Yeah.
yeah, and then you need a mask because there's dust flying everywhere.
Oh yeah, the
But I
metal
think-
particles.
From what I understand, this could be rumor, could be like urban legend. But from what I understand, some kid ate a lead model and got lead poisoning, and that's why they had to switch from lead to pewter.
Now, working with lead, did you have to wear gloves, or did you just do it?
You were probably supposed to.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because you know you always hear about lead poisoning.
I think it's a lot of lead. I think if you're like doing a little bit of filing or whatever, it's not that bad. If you did a whole army in one sitting, maybe you might get sick.
Okay.
The Romans used to use lead as a sweetener when they didn't have sugar. So, mind you, they lived to like 25. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they had exciting games too.
they did.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. Their games
They
were
were
a little
like
bit
Warhammer,
more.
but
They were
With
but live.
real people,
Yeah.
yeah. And bears and tigers. Anyway, so this Death Guard book looks super intense. It's got a lot of, I don't know. I was gonna say it's got a lot of flavor, but it reminds me of 5th edition because it's flavor, but on GW's terms. You know what I mean? It's not like Trader Legions,
Yeah.
where you had a book base with all the models. You had access to all these models. You could give them all marks. You could give them all that stuff.
Yep.
You can't have Nurgle Bikers, for example.
Right.
You're very limited to the heavy supports, to the elites, to the fast attack. It's very much like this is what this army is supposed to look like.
Right.
And with the detachment bonus, which is pretty cool, like the army-wide bonuses, if your detachment, or your army rather, let me get the exact wording here, I've got it, is if your army is battle-forged, all infantry and halberd units in Death Guard detachments gain this ability. These units do not suffer a penalty for moving and firing heavy weapons or for advancing and firing assault weapons. In addition, a unit with this ability can fire twice with rapid-fire weapons at a range of 18 inches instead of only being able to fire twice with them at half the weapon's max range.
Oh, cool.
So
So
your
they're
bolt
shooty.
guns are going to be rapid-firing at 18 inches.
Yep.
Same with plasma.
Yep.
That's
What's
cool.
their base movement stat though? Are they all moving 5? Like they're prime.
What is a Plague Marine?
What's
Is
the
it
Herald?
4 or 5?
Who's Typhus?
Typhus is their dude.
Does
yeah.
he move 4?
Well, he's in
He's
Terminator.
really slow.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in Terminator.
Can someone in the chat tell us quickly, Plague Marines, 4 or 5 inches? Anyway, but yeah, the goal here, I think, is paired with some of the other things, is to play some min squads in Rhinos, or even without the Rhinos, but I like the Rhinos because of another thing that's come up, where you can expend a CP to choose to blow up a vehicle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
which
you
is
can
super
just
cool.
choose to blow it up, which is
So-
great. So you just drive your stuff up, put them next to important stuff, and then blow it up.
Yep.
That's a
And
great
or
idea.
like guys get out, run them off across the field to be like, I'm gonna go kill that scout unit sitting on an objective like with this tank. I mean,
Yeah.
you can assault it and then blow it up, right? So like you can still get the licks in hitting on a
Yep.
5 and
Yep.
then go. Not guaranteed to kill anything, of
Yep.
course. You're mortaling on what, 1s or 6s when a vehicle blows up. Hey.
I think it does. Doesn't it do a D something, D3 mortal wounds or D6 mortal wounds?
Yeah,
if it
something
explodes.
like that.
So
Yeah.
if you roll a 1 or a 6, it would explode normally. In this
Yeah.
case, you just spend a command
Right.
point and it explodes.
And then guys
and then
getting
you
out
do.
on a 1.
Oh, on a 1 they
That's
die.
what I'm
Yeah,
thinking.
on a 1
yeah,
they die.
You're
Yeah.
totally
Yep,
you're right
yep,
there. Okay,
So yeah,
but yeah, that's cool.
yeah.
It's super different. It's something I actually expect orcs to have with trucks.
Yeah, for sure.
Like TNT. And
They would do it. They'd strap like fuel on the front. Be
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Go ahead and blow it up.
Yeah. Okay,
5-inch movement.
on
All
plague
right.
marines. Not so bad then.
Yeah.
And then also, like the penalty for advancing and firing assault weapons. Does that mean you're advancing too? Exciting stuff, folks.
Yes. Yeah, it's great.
And Hellbrutes, so they can shoot their lace
Hellbrutes.
cannons.
Yeah, they're
On,
good now.
threes
Hitting on
instead of
3s
fours.
is that's the difference between 3 and 4 is big. It's a huge difference.
And you know, I think a lot of Chaos players have been waiting for Hellbrute's time in the sun.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean?
Because it was such a nice model too. Right?
Yeah, like the
Yeah.
one that came out with the Dark Vengeance box. I
How
remember
many
seeing
people
that and
painted
like,
that up and then played it once? They're like, really? Thanks,
He
GW.
just dies.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were they were a tough choice back in 7th edition.
There's lots of tough choices back in 7th.
Yeah, unless you were OV, and then it was just like all dreadnoughts.
Just all dreadnoughts all the time, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Whether he wins or loses, he kills stuff with dreadnoughts.
OV is a dreadnought.
OV's happy. Yeah, OV is a dreadnought. Yeah. It's true. So one of the other things I saw in the Nurgle stuff was I don't know if it's a spell or an artifact, but there's something where it's something to do with flies, and you can only target this unit if it's the closest. So it's sort of treated like a character.
Right. Let me see if I can find that here.
Again, all keeping in theme with the sort of Nurgly ideas. Nurgle's Rot does one where it does mortal wounds to a bunch of units, but if it's a Nurgle unit, it doesn't affect them.
Right.
They find it refreshing.
It's because they're already bathing in disgustingness.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've got some of these stats here. So these ones are Typhus trade. Roll a dice for each enemy unit that is within 3 inches of the Warlord at the start of any fight phase. On a 4-up, they suffer a mortal wound. And then Mortarian's trait. Reroll all failed wound rolls when resolving attacks made with a plague weapon, i.e. a plague sword, or any
Plague
weapon
knife.
with the plague. Yeah, with
Yeah.
anything with plague ability. For any friendly Death Guard unit within 7 inches of your Warlord. Mm-hmm. So, that's pretty sweet, because all
is.
Plague Marines have a Plague Knife.
They do.
Yeah.
They're going to come stab you with their poop knives.
And actually, poop swords
Poop swords.
aren't that expensive now.
All right.
Yeah, so we're rolling.
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of poopy flavor,
Yeah,
you could say,
gross
is coming out in these
Pestilence,
guys.
miasmas.
There's a couple other things I'll read
Rot
here,
and sickness.
too, while I'm trying to get the other stuff to load. So, if you trust in Vitality, this is a Psychic Power. A warp charge value of 6 if manifested. Select a visible Death Guard infantry unit within 18 inches of the Psyker. Until the next Psychic phase, add 1 to their toughness,
Nice.
which is friggin' sweet. Because
Yep.
if you think about it, you're already working with T5.
Yep.
And then you start hitting T6, and like most people are taking heavy bolters and stuff because of the
Yeah.
way wounding works
So
now.
now you're wounding on
Strength 5
5s.
is awesome.
And it's, again, that step, like going from 3 to 4, going to 4 to 5. I know it seems like we're dealing with only a variable of 6 digits.
Yeah.
But that 3 to 4, 4 to 5 is huge. It's such a huge. It's a difference of
Yeah.
1/3 of your things wounding instead of half. Like
Yeah.
that's major.
And you know
Right.
what? A lot of, like I was saying, like people are taking stuff with volume of shots these days. 'Cause
Yes.
you can get insane volume of shots these days. Like
can.
even if you have twin-linked assault cannons, like how many was that? 8
12.
shots or 12 shots? Yeah. So if your guys are T6
Yeah.
instead of 5,
Yeah.
all those shots are now a 50-50 instead
Right.
of like well beyond
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a wicked psychic power.
Instead of 75%, it's 50%.
Yeah.
And that's just,
Yeah, that's awesome.
that's 7 instead of 5, right?
And
7.5.
unfortunately, though, it's only for 1 unit. So it's not like you can just be like, whoosh, like blanket, effect, but
it's a lower
still.
model count game, right? And I like that because it's strategic. It's like that is a unit I need to be tough. I
Yeah.
need those guys to survive. These guys, well, they're chafe, right?
I think
So
it'll
they
be
die,
good
they
with
die, right?
Terminators, because
Yeah.
with the way saving throws work now.
Yep.
What's the AP modifier on the assault cannon? Is it 1 or 2?
On an assault cannon,
Yeah, probably 1 if it was AP.
it's not 2. It might not even. It might
Heavy
be
bolters
1.
are 1, so it's got to be 1. Yeah,
Might be
so
1, yeah, 1.
if you think about it, that means Terminators are saving on a 3.
3.
So if you want to keep those Terminators alive, if you cast that on that unit, they might pick something else to shoot at.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So they can still get their volume of wounds.
Yep.
And then here's another one. So Blades of Putrefaction. A warp charge value of 5. If manifested, select a visible friendly Death Guard unit within 18 inches of the Psyker. Till the start of the next Psychic phase, add 1 to all wound rolls made by that unit in the fight phase. Furthermore, Any wound rolls of 7+ made for that unit in the fight phase with a melee plague weapon, i.e. plague sword or knife, inflict mortal wounds on the target in addition to any other damage.
Very good. Very good.
Or inflict a mortal wound in
Yep.
addition.
Yep.
So
So
that's
cool.
pretty sick. Now you're making 7+ rolls here, though.
Yep.
So you're 6s basically, because you're
Right.
adding +1.
Yep.
That's awesome. That is super awesome.
Yeah, it is.
If you have
It's
a
very
unit of, like, Sid, I don't know if he's still trying this because he's been playing a little less 40k lately. He was doing the blob squad of 20 Plague Marines.
Yep.
You imagine having 20 Plague Marines hitting with Plague Knives, wounding on 6s being mortals. You might be able to wipe out a whole squad. Like,
Yeah.
that, you know?
Well, if you do your normal wounds anyway, and if 3 of those are wounds that you can't save, say because they're mortal wounds. So say you throw them into Terminators,
yeah.
right? So there you've killed 3 out of 5, right?
Yeah.
Like it's significant. It is
Yeah.
significant. It's always the right tool for the right job, right?
Right.
And it's always target priority and, prioritizing where you put your models. There's
There's
many
a-
layers in the game. Many layers.
You know, whenever people say that, it reminds me of that Seinfeld where it's building levels, like
Oh.
where Kramer's got the apartment and he's moving all his furniture out just to build levels.
Yeah,
ever
no.
watch Seinfeld?
I
No.
watched lots of Seinfeld. I
Okay.
like the one where Kramer's got the screen door in the apartment.
Yeah,
Comes out in the
Anytown
hall and yells
USA.
at people with a spatula from his bar.
Why do you need that? Jerry, the cool breeze of any town, USA.
Yes, sir.
I actually learned something the other day on the Seinfeld Reddit. Apparently, if you look closely, Jerry's apartment, you know how his door is lined up
Yep.
with Kramer's?
Yep.
The wall in Jerry's apartment goes right into the hallway.
Oh, really?
It's because it's a TV set.
Yeah, it's a set.
But
Sure.
technically, if it existed, there'd be like a giant angle into the
I'll
hallway.
never be able to watch that show again.
Oh,
Ruined.
God. I've been watching a lot of Seinfeld recently. Anyway, you guys didn't tune in to hear that. So, lastly, the one I have on my phone here, which I'm going to get through and then zip back to the update that Kyle sent us in the production chat, is disgustingly resilient. Everyone knows this, but the reason that I'm talking about it is because pretty much everything has it, apparently.
Yep.
Except for some existing stuff like Possessed Marines and Hellbrutes and, like, La-Ti-Da. But for the most part, everything's getting the 5-up. Feel no pain style.
And there's
roll.
also another, I think it might be a psychic phase or ability or something, and it's like revoltingly resilient, and it gives you a +1. Again, I think that's
Yeah.
only one unit.
I'm gonna
Revoltingly
try and,
resilient or something like that.
see if I can find this stuff here.
you-
From the
you guys can
classic
look at the
Lady
updates.
Atya.
But just when you're going to play against the new Nurgle stuff, they can move and fire, so their range is going to be better. They move a little slow, but they can shoot further, more accurately, and it's really tough to kill them. So
Yeah.
adjust your game. Adjust your game.
Well, you know what? We're going to be seeing lots of books coming out. Like, it's NIDS after this?
Mechanicum.
Mechanicum. And then NIDS were after that?
I think
Is
so.
that right? Yeah.
I don't know.
Producer Josh,
Yeah.
you know that the NID book is coming out pretty soon.
Yes,
I mean,
send it the next 3 minutes.
You carry
So
that flag.
NIDS
so.
and Mechanicum and Astra Militarum.
Yeah, it was Guardsman, yeah.
Astra
I'm pretty sure it was
Militarum?
Guardsman, yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
Cool.
so you know what? It's going to be a really, really cool fall. Like,
Yeah.
as much as people have been hating on 8th, like, all these new releases coming out back to back to back, it's crazy. And,
Don't hate 8.
no, exactly.
Don't
Just-
hate it.
You got to give it a chance. You got to give it some time.
Yeah.
You know, everything's going to go through these
It's
growing pains.
It's great. It's absolutely awesome. Compared to
reminds me a
7th,
lot more
7th
like a
was
video game.
shit. And
7th had a lot of weird tricks.
there's synergy with 8th, and you know what? If nothing else, it's done in an hour, right? Like in an hour and a half, as opposed to 3 hours or 3.5 hours, right?
Of suffering.
I have had 60-minute games playing 8th.
You know what I like about it is it reminds me
One-sided.
like an RTS game.
Yep.
So when you have a hero in an RTS game,
Yep.
it's not like an 8th edition where he would roll in the middle of a pack of stuff and for the most part never join the fight. Like, you bought that guy for those resources. You want him to start killing shit.
Right.
So in 8th edition, that's why I'm starting to see it a little more like an RTS, is that, yeah, it's going to be hard for your guys to target down on a leader if he's with a pack of guys.
Yep.
But if he's on his own, he's going to do a ton of damage. He can also get hit. You
Yep.
know, if he gets into combat, he should be able to deal with shit himself. It's not like how back in the day you could just kind of be like, hey, you know, part of the squad. You could snipe them with snipers, but like basically, yeah, they're like a video game more than ever. And these heroes, like for example, in the tournament that we played here for the expo, they had 2 guys that deep struck into the backfield and just kind of went out on their own. You would never see that in 7th edition.
Yeah, I played against them.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
And they were good. It was good. That
like
was,
two, like a Marine Lord and a Chaos Lord
Yeah.
rolling solo
And
together.
costing shit.
Yeah, totally.
Just like,
And
it's
that's
like,
what
I
they're
got
supposed
this.
to do. Oh
Yeah.
God, it was scary.
Yeah, it was brutal.
But that's I think when it clicked for me though.
In the right hand, so then you saw how it works.
Yeah, because when I saw that, I was like, oh, okay.
yeah.
Everything is its own unit now, instead of like put together a dirty combo and see if it stays alive for the entire fucking
Exactly.
game.
And now there's some elements of that because it's like there's no Death Stars anymore. There's like the Death Bubble,
Yes,
but it's always a 6-inch range, so
Yeah.
anybody can get excited and move out of range. Right?
You can
I've
peel
done it.
stuff off. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like honestly, it's not the end of the world. And also, like I think I've been hearing online a lot of guys are like moving away from Magnus as like a Zinch player. Like I was listening to the Long War podcast, which is a Spiky Bits one,
Familiar.
and they were talking about what was the list called? He was calling it Chaos Soup, where it was just basically like a shitload of malefic lords or whatever.
Yep.
And then like a brigade's worth of changelings and stuff. No Magnus, no like big bombs, just like a crap load of smites, a crap load of psychic. Like that's kind of what you got to worry about now. Instead of like one big guy who's going to kill all this stuff, they might have like 12 dudes who are smiting every turn.
Yep.
You got to worry about that. 'Cause
You
that's
do.
scary as hell, and you can't target down on them with shooting unless.
It's a different layer, right? Like, and there'll be an army that will play against them. Like there'll be like an Imperial Guard conscript army that just has conscripts forever.
Yeah.
That's going to be
Yeah.
like, just do
I've
mortal
seen
wounds
those.
all day long.
Yeah.
I don't care, man. And meanwhile, I'm raining hell on you. Right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, there's a lot of those lists actually. The conscript ones.
conscript
Yeah,
lists are
guys
good. We'll
are
see what
taking,
happens,
like,
how it shakes out with faster
150
military.
conscripts, and then
Yeah, I'm building conscripts right now. Like I'm building some guard. We'll see how it comes when the guard codex comes
What are you
out.
using for conscripts?
I'm converting ratlings. I'm converting, Skaven
Oh,
into,
okay, yeah.
into Imperial Guardsmen. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, and then I have some guards that I'm going to use as well. I'll just mix them
Keep
all
the
in.
rats in line.
Yeah, keep the rats. in
Yeah,
line.
you should put them on horses.
Yeah, for
The-
sure.
Put the humans on horses, and then the rat men
Like
have
Planet
to
of the
walk.
Apes.
Yeah,
Yeah. You
almost
damn
like the
dirty
army
rats.
of the undead, but they're rats. They're not zombies.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be really neat. And actually, that book's coming out soon, so
Yep.
we'll
we'll
see.
see.
Where that goes. I'm
They
definitely
may
picking
adjust
up Death
conscripts,
Guard.
but I don't know that they're all that overpowered. They're you can deal with them. Kill
One
the
thing I've been
commissars,
trying
kill
to,
the
like,
characters.
I'm trying to wrangle like how, as a guy who plays Death Guard, how could I afford a Mortarian model? And then also like, what will your Mortarian model be? What will the Tyranid Mortarian model be? You know, like with each release, is there not going to be something bigger coming out? Do you think?
I don't know. What have we had so far? Grey Knights didn't get a.
Yeah,
Primarch,
although they've
right?
always kind of been like.
They
a
got
bastard army,
their
you know what I mean?
grandmaster can go on a knight now, so you do your own conversion, right?
Yeah, that's right,
Which is
And
smart.
before them was Space
'cause-
Marines.
Yeah.
Gulliman came out before that.
Right.
But that's the guy.
But Magnus came out before that too, right?
Yeah, and
So
Magnus is the Chaos
He's a
guy, pretty
carryover,
much. Well,
right?
one of them.
Celestine's still great.
Yeah.
So when the Sisters of Battle stuff drops, Celestine will continue to be.
I'm wondering
the
if,
shit.
maybe there won't be a big release with each book.
Not with each book. I don't think so. I think that we're going to probably see another. I think we'll see another Primarch. I'm hoping for maybe Khan because I want to see a badass Primarch motorbike.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty neat. Or I wouldn't mind the Lion because then there's going to be some drama with him and Gilliman. I'm sure.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool.
Well, the story's been pretty heavy lately, so they might end up going for the story
Yeah.
as opposed to the game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
We'll see. There's people saying like, "Oh, bring back the bring back Sanguinius," right? Like that dude
Yeah.
is dead.
Yeah.
Well, Same as like, well, just bring it back.
He died
Horus
with the
then,
Emperor,
right? Like,
didn't
yeah,
he? Yeah.
Just bring the Emperor back.
Well, the
you know,
Emperor
like-
died. Yeah.
well, yeah, he's a
Oh man.
he's a zucchini in a chair now.
I admin the buy sell group in Winnipeg on Facebook, and recently we added a survey to join the group because we were just getting a lot of like old ladies, who would join and then leave, and like it didn't make sense. And there were people that were advertising just weird shit at times, and so I added 2 questions. One of them is, what city do you live in? Because we had people from like all over
Yeah.
the world trying to join the stupid group. Like, oh,
Yeah.
yeah, Winnipeg Warhammer buy sell. I live in like India, you know.
Yeah.
Like anyway. And then the other one was like, who's the dude that the Imperium fights for, like our Lord, blah 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 blah. And some of the answers that people give are hilarious. Like they never just say the Emperor. It's always like Big E or like the guy who's dead on the chair. Like, you know, just shit like that. But yeah, I don't know where I was going with that.
We're vetting people that are getting into the buy-sell trade. So you don't have like little grannies going, I want to buy some knitting needles.
Oh god,
Don't need
it was full of that. And then also people who are just like, I'll ship to Winnipeg from England. I'm like, that's
What
not
was with the
point.
guy selling who wanted to like unload his empty boxes? It's like, I got some boxes of Tomb Kings. Like, do they have anything in them? Nope, empty boxes. So I took
there's
some
an
stuff out of
amazing
my.
deal that I went on there today.
I took some stuff out of my recycling bin and took a shot of it, and I said, I'll trade you for a pizza box and an ice cream box if you want.
How did he
He
respond?
didn't respond.
He wasn't a fan. I don't know why.
I was serious. I would have brought it to Winnipeg. Oreo cookies box.
There's a friggin' amazing deal on that buy sell today. A lady joined up
Oh yeah, with all the
$200.
yeah, an entire
Just so much Dark Elder stuff. Some of it not even built. And like, I looked at that and my heart bled because so much money being left on the table. I
don't have the
didn't
money for it.
cash
I don't
on
have
me,
the cash.
And
I can't afford it right
my
now.
girlfriend would kill me. And
There was somebody selling something right now, Kyle, and I had
Yes.
just bought stuff that he was selling for like half of what I just paid for it. Like, it's just like, oh my god! But I still bought some anyway.
yes, well, we'll see that.
Because I'm an addict. Right?
So what are you putting together there? Yeah,
Admech.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like what kind of?
Well, I've got Balserius Call already. I just love those robots. I love the
Yeah.
Rock'em Sock'em robots. They look like big robots.
Yeah, the big
That's
round
awesome.
guys, yeah.
So, and I think I might do smiley faces on them, so that when I
Stellans.
blow somebody off the table, they look over and they see smiley face robots, and they go, yeah. Just to put a little extra dig in there.
They're just happy to be here.
Yeah. And then I don't really know much about them, but I mean, it's a matter of, it's most armies, there'll be like a synergy to it. There's auras, and then you want to deny your opponents attacking in close combat your stuff that shoots well, and you want to be putting out more damage than he's doing to you. And
Looks like we got a question in the chat.
Hey.
Andrew Gasper, what are your thoughts on 30K? Well, I'm not going to lie. I have not actually ever played 30K before. And it's not because I don't want to. I just...
yeah, I
Never
bought a
knew one.
Betrayal at Calth box set, and it sat in my garage, and my wife was like, you spent $200 for a box that you have not opened for a year? So she wasn't too happy about that. So I ended up
That's when
selling
you try
it.
and lie about the price.
But I had started a 30K group, like, let's get 30K growing, and
Oh,
we're
that was
going to all
you.
pick that as me. Yeah, and then I deleted it. I'm just like, I'm not playing. I'm not allowed
Never
to
mind.
play
Never
30K. My wife's not going to let me play 30K.
My dreams just
So,
got dashed.
Yeah.
See, your mistake was changing the number. If you just said 40K.
40. Yeah, she saw the
right?
sealed thing, and she's like, how much is this? Because we need some groceries.
This is
right
a
now.
different millennium.
Yeah. This
Oh,
is bullshit. That's what this is. Bullshit. And when I'm trying, next time I'm like trying to give her a little cut, she's like, yeah, why don't you go paint?
I'm going to cut your dick off. I'm gonna go Lorena
Should go that
Bobbitt on
far.
you.
Holy shit.
Throw it out the window of the car. Anyway.
I'd go back for it.
Yeah, I've never played it. I like a
Beautiful
lot
models.
of what it's brought. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god. The
They're
Space
still
Marine
running.
armor.
They're still
Contempted
running
Dreads.
7th rules, so it's but
Oh, okay.
it's all power armor, right? So it's basically you're playing Marines on Marines. You know what you're getting into. Like it's a very different game, but it's like it's kind of like the old timers club, eh? Like we've been playing 40K for so long, we want another kind of thing, right? Like so. You know, if you got the time, if I was single, I'd probably do it. But I got kids and I'm married. And,
I really liked the things it brought to the game, like the Sicarans
Yeah.
and the Contemptors.
oh yeah, the Forgeable
and
stuff is out
all
of
that
this world.
stuff, like
It's
the
beautiful.
Mastodon,
Yeah.
which is like nutty.
Or even just when somebody does 30K models, like they do the old Marines.
Yeah.
And like they kind of, when I first saw them, they looked a little goofy. But when I see them like in person, like, oh man, is
Those
that ever
jet bikes
crisp?
are neat
Like,
looking,
oh
too.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was just
The models
it's-
do look weird on the internet. Like when you're
do.
on Forge World looking
They're
at
just
them,
like,
you go,
yeah, with like the weird like grill face
like
and
a
stuff.
knight.
Like, I
Ugh.
don't know. But then when you see it, you're like, oh, that's the shit. That
Yeah.
looks good.
it looks better
Absolutely.
in person for
Yeah.
sure. Looks like
So that's-
Scott and Kate are going to be stopping by with
Oh,
Manda Van Doslar, also
Cool.
known as Mandar. Used to be a roommate of a friend of mine. JD Renault, stand-up comic.
Get
Very
out of
funny.
town.
Yeah.
The
Well,
deuce.
could you believe it?
I can't believe it.
I peed a little. I was so surprised.
Did.
But yeah, so we were talking about 30K. What were we talking about before 30K? We were discussing the Death Guard stuff, I think, right at the tail end there.
Yeah.
Do you want to take a quick break, Ski, maybe?
I,
and then
I was
do
thinking
a
maybe
top
we could
10?
we could do a top 10. Bringing back the top 10
Do
this
you wanna,
week.
Did you want to take a quick break? And then
Yeah,
do
let's
top
take a
10?
quick
Yeah.
break, and then we'll do the top 10, folks.
Awesome. Are you good
How's
on
that
break?
sound?
We're good?
All right.
Okay, ready? We'll be back. Go fuck yourself, San Diego. I think you got him muted. then I said, Dr. McAllister, if you're just going to throw it out, give me the nipple back.
Hey-oh.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't see you there.
Is this too close?
What? Welcome back to the Dusty Auspex. Thank you for hanging with us over the break. We're going to jump into... what do you got there?
Cheers. I got myself a refreshing frosty beverage.
Ooh, very nice. From PvP Cyber Lounge.
PvP Cyber Lounge.
Located on Pembina
They
Highway.
have beer, so they had me at beer.
And nuggets.
And beer.
So, we're going to jump into the top 10 right away.
Top 10.
Steve, you came up with this top 10.
I did. I thought about it long and hard.
Is that how
While having a poop.
you could describe what came out of your body when you created
I was
a
having
top
a poop
10?
and I wrote the top 10.
All right,
So you're welcome.
ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Steve's poopy top 10.
Steve's poopy top 10.
All right, so do you want to start us off, number 10?
I will start us off.
This
Number
is
10.
The top 10 things better in 8th edition.
Better in 8th edition.
We're taking a little bit of a turn from the trend we were on, where we were just hating on it.
We're going to go positive.
We're gonna see,
Steve's
exactly.
a positive guy. I'm positive. 40K positive.
Even when he's deucing, he's just in the
I'm
zone.
still, even when I'm deucing, I'm thinking about 40K.
He's doing the speed
Yeah.
limit and just a little bit over.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. 9 kilometers over.
Sometimes when I drive, I take a shit in my car.
Wow. Okay. Things better in 8th edition. Number 10. No more move through cover.
Producer Josh put his hood up. Not sure what he's worried about. I didn't bring any with me. Number 9. Number 9. So 9th thing better in 8th edition. If you can see part of a unit, you can shoot it all. Amen.
Yep.
Yeah, that is nice.
I hated that when they're like, that guy is, I can see his foot though. No, he's behind.
Yeah.
It was too much.
So straight up, if you see
just shoot
something, you
into
can
it.
shoot at it.
Yeah. It's
And it's a
faster.
lot like when you're playing Call of Duty and something
Yeah.
flickers and you just go, ugh!
Yeah,
You know?
just react.
You might end up
Yeah.
killing something.
You might. Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah. Number 8. Mortal Wounds.
Yeah.
Cut through the saves, cut through the BS, speed
you
up
know
the
what?
game, Mortal Wounds.
I was actually having this debate with myself yesterday on the way to work. I was like, do I like Mortal Wounds or do I not? And like, what is it that I don't like about them? What is it that I do? And I settled on, yes, I like Mortal Wounds. Because honestly, at first they were a little alarming. I was like, something you can't save off at all? Like, there's no invul against
You
this?
can do your feel no
But-
pains against
yeah.
it now, or whatever it is now.
Yeah.
If you roll a 6, you ignore this.
Yeah.
Feel no pain.
Which is everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So everybody's general gets on a 6, you ignore it, right? You got a 1 in 6 chance. It's still only 1 in 6, but still at least
Mm-hmm.
you got a chance. I don't think things that automatically do wounds, people have a little bit of a problem with.
Yeah, and you know what? Usually most of the stuff that's doing Mortal is doing like D3, you know? Like you might have one really expensive unit that does D6, but most
Yep.
things are D3.
It's
Or
D3.
like one,
Yep. Or 1.
that kind
a
of
solid
thing.
1.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's a nice little element sprinkled in there. Number 7. 7th thing done better in 8th edition. No more separate vehicle rules. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my
Because
god.
that sucked.
It feels weird saying wounds on a vehicle, but I know exactly why they did that. And it's just to make it all clear.
It's just representative.
Honest to God, like,
Yeah.
it's so much better not having sides.
It was a
and
throwback
armor
to like
values.
2nd edition when they were getting inspiration from the old old timers doing like the World War II tank games and facings.
Yeah.
And, you know, they're trying to recreate Battle of the Bulge. Like we're playing He-Man with guns, right? Like it's not. We don't need to be technical.
You know what
right?
also
Like,
really pissed me off too was that anyone assaulting a vehicle hits the rear. So like orc battle wagons, 14 front, 13 side, or 12 side maybe, 10
5
on the
rear.
back. Yeah, it may as well have been.
It was paper
Just
mache.
walk up to the back and spit on it, and the
Yeah.
door just falls right open. And everyone's like, "Oh, we haven't put our clothes on yet," and you just kill them all. Like
Yep.
it was the stupidest vehicle
Yeah. it
on
was-
the planet.
It was dumb.
And now it's not
What
so
was
bad.
really brutal was if there was a unit of vehicles, so 3 vehicles in a unit, and you attacked one of them, the rest of them are now engaged in close combat. They can't fire anymore.
That was in 7th?
That was the 7th.
Okay,
Yeah.
so if you had like a line breaker squad or whatever.
So if you got a lucky charge off, like with a Thunderwolf, and somebody had a bunch of Vindicares,
And so those tanks could now not
They
shoot
can't
anymore.
shoot. And then he just kills and carries wounds into it and blows up like a whole line of tanks, even though they're super far apart.
That is brutal.
Thinking of you, Ovi.
Let's have a quick moment just to appreciate competitive League of Legends.
Yeah.
Ladies and
They're
gentlemen.
having fun. They're having fun back there.
I wish I felt that way about anything.
All right, number 6.
Okay.
Faster psychic phase. I think we can all agree that
Yes.
the old psychic
Okay.
phase was bullshit.
Old Psychic Phase pissed me off too because I kind of knew that we were like near the end of the edition, and I just decided I don't give a shit about this Psychic Phase. So whenever people would start a Psychic Phase, they'd be like, "Okay, I'm gonna need about 25 minutes and 2 volunteers," and like they just start their Psychic Phase doing all this crap. And I'm like, I guess you're doing that. Like you could just say something now, and I'd say yes to it. You know what I mean? It was drove me nuts. And like, oh, how many charges are in my warp charge pool? I'm like, how about go F yourself, man, and like just simplify it. It used to be a leadership check. It's pretty damn close to that now.
Yeah.
It's better, actually.
It was the summoning stuff. Like, I didn't understand how it worked. And then they had like 36, like, oh, I got my Space Marine librarian who's pretty cool. And yeah, I have 35 deny dice. So it's just like, well, fuck
Yeah,
fuck
exactly,
you, man.
yeah. Or like, hey, you know this spell that you're really afraid of? Yes. I'm going to try and cast it. Do you want to dispel it? Yeah, I'll try it. Like, okay, cool. All right. Well, I'm just going to keep casting it anyway.
Yeah.
Because I've got a million other warp charge dice. And you just sit there like, okay, well, my army doesn't have any psychers. Or if they do, they're very rudimentary. I'm just going to sit here and I guess jack off
go
while
ahead.
you like beat me down. It sounds like an awful
It was
deal.
it was bad. It was like a game within a game. And I think that like that happened. And then later they tried to do that with flyers when they introduced the flyer rules. Like, hey, let's have like a whole dogfight. It's like a separate game, though. Like, release a separate game. You should
You know
have
what
a
I
psychic
loved was
game
like the
and a
community
flyers
is like
game. They're just
nope.
nope.
Yeah, Death from the Skies?
Nope.
Nah.
Yeah.
Not
They
adding
voted
that
an
in.
ITC as just like, nah, we're not doing it.
I saw Battle Scribe
I
added
didn't
in
even play
stats
it.
for it. Yeah, neither did I.
Yeah.
I'd never even tried
I don't
it.
even know how it works.
Well, they wanted us to like weave in all these different rules. Like, oh yeah, Storm Ravens aren't good at shooting other planes now, and I'm like, really?
It's just, you don't.
How about you like leave it alone?
Yeah, how about you just leave it alone? Yeah. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Shit. Okay.
All right, number 5. Is that you or me?
I think it's me. I think you were Psychic Phase.
Okay.
Yeah. No more sweeping advance.
Yeah, because sweeping events sucked. If you're a Space Marine, you didn't care. I have a Space Marine army. It's like, oh, you catch me. Okay, so then I rally, and then we keep
fighting. Yeah.
But everybody who played Xenos, who played Eldar, who played anything else, and Space Marines just because Imperium, just because Imperium. It's like Murica.
Murica, yeah.
With their scooter with an assault cannon on the front. And a bucket of chicken.
It's the dream.
Sweep an advance on you.
I wear this armor so I don't have to work out.
Yeah. These colors don't run.
Nothing runs like a deer.
Yeah. Or a towel.
Now we're getting real rural. Yeah, I was going to say, I can't tell you how many times I had truck boys. It's like supposedly this group of, bloodthirsty guys who are like the Dothraki of the 40K universe, roll out of a truck, run up to a bunch of dudes, like guardsmen even, like 20 guardsmen, kill maybe 3 of them. They happen to kill a couple more than I kill. I fail my leadership. They chase me and catch me, and they all just die.
Yeah.
All of them just fucking die.
Yeah.
Like,
because they would just let them
units
kill
of
them.
20 have had that happen before.
Yeah, it was.
Because the old mob rule was awful. It was not like these
it was
guys were
terrible.
fearless. It was just like, okay, how badly
They started
do you
hurting
fail?
each other, and it was.
And
dumb.
sometimes they would fail anyway.
It was just like the orcs just got punished. 'Cause the only thing was like if the guy had the lucky stick and he kept the guy in front, and it was like a really master maneuvering, and you could kind of figure it out if you would get around behind it. You
Lucky
just
stick
like
was
get
the
around.
tits.
Lucky stick was good. That's all you guys had though. You had one stick.
Yes, and no
These
invul
guys
set.
had fucking extra psychic powers. They had all kinds of stuff. You had a stick.
Unless you wanted to play Gazikal as your Lord of War.
Yeah.
You
they're
couldn't
great.
actually have an invul save.
Yeah. Well, it speaks to how unbalanced it was for orcs that they allowed like a Gorkanaut in for half the points in the ITC. It was something like that. It was like a
the Stampa,
Stompa for like 300
Big Mech
points.
Stampa was
Yeah,
really
so
cheap.
if they're like it's that bad, they're getting beat that bad.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, that's all I ran in big events. At POW, that was my lifeblood.
It looked good too. That's the isn't that the buy sell picture at the top?
Oh
of the
no, that's
buy
my
sell?
Morkanon.
Oh, the
yeah,
Morkanon.
that's the smaller guy.
It's all orc stuff.
It's all the same.
Yeah.
Those green skins all look the same to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Number
Number
four.
4. That's me.
That's you.
Number 4. Formations are gone. So thank you.
Super happy about
Yeah.
that. Now,
Formations
like
sucked.
asterisk.
I know people that quit the game because of it.
Oh yeah, some of them are extremely stupid. They're like, yeah, this unit of guys ordinarily are terrible, and now they're amazing. And like my brother quit playing 7th edition after Formations and some of the Lords of War that he saw.
Yeah.
Because he was a 3rd player, played a little bit of 5th, and then came back for 7th because we were like, hey, we got the basement crew going
Yep.
again. We're all having a great time. He plays a few games with like the really overpowered stuff and just goes, this is ridiculous.
This is bullshit. Yeah.
And like the
Yeah.
psychic powers with the 2-ups and
Yeah.
oh, you can't hit me unless on a 6, and you know,
Oh,
formations are
Librarius
just like,
Conclave and,
oh, the conclave was insane.
yeah.
And-
And you could throw that into your battle company.
To
right?
be fair, though, things like Rory played the Hellforge hunting pack. I think that was the dogs. That might not have been the butcher things, but the ones with the chaos like hounds or the corn dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good list. I thought the formations weren't too effing crazy in those scenarios.
That's why I'm not familiar with them.
But yeah, some of them were just
Yeah.
crazy, like taking 500 extra points.
It was for my battle company. I had a White Scars battle company, painted White Scars, by the way.
Yeah.
And I had like 550 extra points. There was lots of blue scars and yellow scars and red scars. I actually had White Scars. But still, it was cheesy. Everybody was running White Scars because you could scout, and that was the secret sauce of that list, right?
Yes, yeah, and then also the guys jumping out wasn't too bad. It was more of a parlor trick, I think.
It was just a ton of stuff. Like you just don't have enough time in 5 turns to kill everything.
Yeah.
And everything is objective secured.
Yeah.
When I was playing that Eric guy in that Plains of War, he said like, oh, okay, so that guy, if I shoot him off the objective, I'm like, they're all objective secured.
Everything,
Like,
yeah.
everything, you got to kill
Literally
them all.
everything.
He's like, are you serious? Even the command? I'm like, everything is objective secured. It's not, dude, I get it. It's not fair.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Them's the breaks.
You know what I'm not huge on, and what I really wish would be brought to competitive play, because I truly believe competitive play should have a jump-off point that everyone starts from. So I'm a big proponent of saying that you have to take a battalion. Not a brigade, but
Yeah, like the old
battalion.
CAD.
Like, yes, yeah. Like, I think that every tournament should at
Yeah.
least have a basic build you have to adhere to. Because, like, if you look at Big Guns Never Tire, Martin brought a Spearhead.
Yeah.
That was all heavy support. And, like,
Yep.
that was a mission that was going to fuck anyone who brought all heavy support.
Yep.
And he just happened to. I also think it's weird that you could just bring an army of all obliterators or, like, you know, all everything.
They
just-
released the rules so you can play
You
with
know?
all the models you want, and that's
Yeah.
where you got to remember. It's like they were releasing rule. You could play anything you got. You just got heavy support, you can play that. You
Yeah.
just got elites, you can play that.
I'd like
right?
to see a bit of a refinement, maybe.
Oh,
down
and
the
that's
road in that,
happening
you know?
with the codexes and the living rule system. They're gonna be changing things and making adjustments as things get like the 10 Calexis assassins. Have you heard of that?
Yes, yeah, yeah.
10 Calexis assassins, so you can't hit the characters in back, and you hit the Calexis assassins on 6s. So if you have a bunch of flamers, you're good because you can take them out. But
Right,
otherwise,
yeah. Auto hits.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
so
what I used to love about playing against. You know what? Shit, we're in the
we
top
should probably
10.
do the top 10.
Yeah, we should just keep going.
Finish
Okay.
it up.
Number 3. Okay, here we go. Number 3, command points.
Command points
Yeah.
are cool. And when you get a codex, they're the tits.
Yeah, they add some flavor.
There's some good stuff.
Serious flavor.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's power through this. Number 2. No more falling back 2d6.
Yes.
And
It's
not only
sketchy
that,
as
but like
hell.
falling back 2d6, and what happens if I'm falling back and there's a unit here and then there's some terrain there and I don't get destroyed and I got to go around and I'm going back towards you. It was just ridiculous, man. Like, just like, and some people didn't like, oh, that doesn't make sense. You just lose. It's just so much simpler. You just
Yeah.
roll a dice and you go over by however many, you just take those guys off the table.
Yeah.
So everything's been done to streamline the game, make it quicker.
Yep. No, you know what? And I'm starting to really get behind it.
Yeah, I dig it.
And
It's
then-
a very different game.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Yeah.
just what you got to go into it for. And for me, the nostalgic value of 40K is stronger than the gameplay in like
Yep.
the current rule set for me.
For sure.
So that's what keeps me around at
Well,
the
for
end
sure.
of the day to
Yeah.
adapt.
Yeah. There's lots of games out there. I love the fluff, right? That's why I
Yes.
keep
Oh yeah.
playing it.
Oh yeah. Exactly. Like I could read a bunch of science fiction books,
Yeah.
but I would not like it as much as the 40K universe. And
No,
I
it
have,
just
you know.
resonates, and the people that are into 40K, like like me and Ovi, I got 8 armies, he's got like 12, right?
Yeah.
Like it resonates, and like that's what we're into, man. And like people will talk about other stuff, and like I'll take my kids to Star Wars. Star Wars is cool.
Yeah.
I don't want to play X-wing. I don't care, right?
Yeah.
Like I like
Yeah.
40K, and I haven't tried Infinity. I hear it's really addictive.
Yeah.
But I haven't
yeah.
tried it because I don't have time for another hobby. So I just I'm sticking to
I
40K.
played my first game like last week. Nothing wrong with it. I played a very dumbed down version of it too, so I'm going to try it again. But the universe in 40K has so
It's
much
just
more to offer me.
So
and it
many
makes me
more
feel
people,
good.
like authors, have contributed to it. Like it's been developed
Yeah.
by so many people. The IP is huge. Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And now I guess the final top 10 point of the evening. No more templates.
No more templates.
Yeah, man. That's huge.
Yeah, templates sucked.
You know what? Templates.
How many times do you get in arguments at tournaments over templates?
Oh,
there's
yeah.
6 guys under that
Ugh.
template.
Yeah, and then you call like a judge over,
Yeah.
and then someone's sour grapes, and then they're mad about their game.
And scatter dice too, for that matter, right?
Yeah.
Which is a part of it, eh? So you're.
Oh, you know,
you're
like-
oh, I think it's that way.
you know,
it's
it's
not
classic,
that way.
classic
Like,
40Ks. The scatter die lands clearly like this, and they go like this.
Yeah.
And
Totally.
you're like, you moved
It's
it like
lined up
20
there, and
degrees
it's
there,
like,
man.
yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
for some reason people just
ridiculous.
couldn't figure that shit out.
Yeah.
Some people, not all, of course.
And when you get, you want to win, and you get caught up. Like, you're not playing the game to lose, right? So
That's
when
right,
you're
yeah.
when you're covering things, like if it's a little bit, if it's like maybe that guy is, maybe he isn't, I'm going to say, well, he is. If I'm the guy, right? And then
Yeah.
the guy looking at it the other way is like, no, not really, right? So
Yeah.
it's just a whole tactile, easily argued, stupid thing. Like, just making a number on dice, right? Like,
And you know what?
And we had just had Fear the Beard templates printed like that month. The
Yeah,
month before
and
we
then
had templates
Fabio
printed.
ordered a bunch of stuff
Yeah.
too, and just got it in the mail.
Yeah.
yeah, that's funny.
So,
and sad, but
I mean, it is what it is.
yeah,
It's
you'll have
cool
them
swag
for
we've
if
got. right?
another edition brings it back.
Yeah. Or
never
if
know.
you play Shadow Lords Armageddon, you use them.
Yeah, that's true.
Do they use
yeah.
them in Necromunda?
I heard Necro is very different now.
Okay.
I heard that the new Necro release is more like a hex pattern or like a
Well,
board game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Less like old Necro.
So you're bored? It's like monotony?
Chairman of the board.
Chairman of the board.
Anywho. Well, it looks like we're getting down to the footer of the show here, so maybe we'll give another quick shout out to the sponsors. So we got Hidden City Comics, we've got PvP Cyber Lounge, AYB online, obviously.
Yes, of course.
I play on their dodgeball team, and so does our new producer, Mang. What's the name again? Okay, producer Gray Fox, alongside producer Josh. That's right, producer
you don't
Gray
get to
Fox.
pick your own nickname. I'm Duke.
It's like call signs. AYB is
We're
like
going to call you the Turd.
Okay, well, if we're
Welcome to the show, the Turd.
if we're picking names, I want to be Truth DeVille.
I'll give you a name, too.
No, I want to pick mine.
To pick your own name. That's not
But you know what? If I can't be Truth DeVille, I'll settle for Vitamang D. Yeah, it's like a rap name, like a hip hopist, like a rappist. Yeah, yeah. It's got Mondo cred. I'm using the word Mondo, so that's something. Yeah.
I guess.
All right. Well, on that spicy note,
Yeah, do we have
Should we end
tag
the
out
show?
lines?
I don't think we've.
Like, we should
picked
have our
one yet.
own. What's a
We should,
catchphrase?
yeah, we should come up with something.
So you should. I'm all about how the hobby is immersive, and you want to keep it, to the 40K universe and make it so you guys are experiencing. So just remember to always fluff your opponent.
Yeah, that's nice. Always fluff your opponent. And then I love horses, and I love horse paintings and horse videos. So I'm gonna.
Oh my God!
I'm gonna leave us with this one. Never grab a horse by its. Cut the video, Josh. You know.